just wound up at my mom's, right? Lost my car, was super broke, overdrafted. I sold everything that I had and took a whole paycheck from the factory to join at the highest level in this company, $1,320, then $200 a month. Guys, if you're getting objections like I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I need to talk to my wife, your ears are too big, whatever it is, it's not that. It's they don't see the value. You
Mm.
know, get your belief level up, get that passion in your voice, and really communicate. Just pique their interest, not satisfy their interest, and then get them in front of that information. If you're in the network marketing space, which I'm assuming you are.
Yeah, some
So,
are, some aren't, but
yeah.
hey, this is good though.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, just letting you know that, from the streets, corporate America, homeless, legitimately homeless. And, I got started in the network marketing space. And since then, I've been the number one income earner in three separate companies, helped to retire over 600 families from their full-time employment. I actually helped to retire my mom because we got her a good position, and then she was miserable, and so I retired her as well about 4 years ago.
Congratulations.
Retired in 2018. Thank you, thank you. I'm a big mama's boy. Retired in
Me
2018
too, by the
as the
way.
number one income earner of the company I was building, just a training coach. So I have a message that I want to deliver to you today, just real quickly.
Come
And
on, bring it.
am I good on time, Dr. Stan?
Man, listen, we making time because you're giving some great value. Because as you said, Austin, so many people during this time, some people have lost their business, some people lost
Right.
finances, some people lost their hope, some people lost their joy, some people lost relationships. You know,
Mm.
some people, obviously, some people lost their life, but and someone lost loved ones, and they're just trying to make a comeback from that. Others, they've lost their shape, right? They got to drop some the weight. It looks like you've dropped your weight. You've been working out, even doing this. But what I'm saying is, so that's what this is all about, letting people know they can come back. And actually, Austin, you, man, oh my goodness, the comebacks that you have been having, it's just been incredible. And so, folks, I always tell you, it's not just about mentorship. Most people will tell you mentorship. No, no, no. It's beyond that. It's about a manifesting mentor, someone who's manifested what you want. And Austin now is looking exactly like the guy that he responded to. So anyway, take it away, my friend. We'd love to hear your message. And guess what? We're going to make time for it because it's going to make an impact, and we want to receive it.
I'm still really good friends with the guy that introduced me to the profession too. He owns
Wow.
a network marketing company now. So one thing that's important to understand is successful people create success by focusing on today. I
Mm,
mean, today is the only day that you really have. It's too late for yesterday, and tomorrow just hasn't came yet, and it may not. So most of the time, people just miss that, and it's something so obvious, but we just miss it. So we over exaggerate yesterday. Our past successes and failures can really look bigger to us in hindsight than they really were. Um, and, I'm guilty of that too. We've all seen people who hit the top in a company or were recognized as salesperson of the year or some big accolade, and they keep reliving that moment and never move past it. So they go into a slump or their business ends up falling apart or something, their marriage maybe. So remember this, okay? Yesterday's hits don't win today's ball games,
wait, wait,
right?
wait, 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 wait. Say that again.
Yesterday's hits don't win today's ball games.
That's
My
good.
mom used to always say that whenever I would talk about how good I did last week or last month or last year. Yeah, yesterday's hits don't win today's ball games. So what?
Wow.
She'd tell me to get back to work. So then there's people whose negative experiences shape them for their entire lives as well. They relive every rejection, every failure, and every challenge they've ever received. They let those incidents just tie them into emotional knots and define who they are. They're a wreck because of junk they can't change anymore. Instead of living for today, understand this:
Mm.
yesterday ended last night. Whatever happened, good or bad, is done. Today's a new day, new
Yes.
opportunity to perform better than we ever have. And the flip side of that is no matter what goals I may have accomplished in the past or awards I might have received or whatever, that really doesn't have much to do with what I do today. I can't celebrate my way to my next success,
Mm.
you know. On the other hand, a lot of folks tend to overestimate tomorrow. What's your attitude on the future? What's your attitude towards the future? What do you expect it to hold for you? I want you to answer a few questions just silently while we're on this Zoom together, while we're on this Facebook Live together, okay? Number one is, do you expect your annual income to go up or down? Do you expect your net worth to increase or decrease? Do you expect to have more or fewer opportunities? Do you expect your relationship to be better or worse? Do you expect to have more or fewer friendships, which is very important in the networking space? Do you expect to be in better or worse health? You know, we've proven that people can make themselves sick with their thoughts. We've also proven people can heal themselves with their thoughts.
That's good.
Check out the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza in the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Or if you want a really good video to watch, go to YouTube and type in Impact Theory, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Really good. So most people's answers to these questions would reflect that they expect to have better days ahead. Things will be better in the future. And why do they think that? Is that based on anything other than just some vague hope? Most of you guys probably have a plan, but here's the thing. Most people just figure that tomorrow is bound to be better, but they have no strategy for making it better. We're going to give you that today. In fact, the worse some people feel about today, the more they exaggerate how good tomorrow is probably going to be, like a lottery mindset, you know. So Pulitzer Prize winning journalist William Allen White said, multitudes of people have failed to live for today. They've spent their lives reaching for the future, and what they had within their grasp today, they've missed entirely because only the future has intrigued them. And the next thing you know, poof, the future becomes their past. Guys, hoping for a good future without investing in today, like Dr. Stan Harris is talking about, investing in today is like a farmer waiting for a crop without ever planting a single seed. Okay, the fields of tomorrow are planted today. I've invested countless dollars, I mean, hundreds of thousands, maybe $1 million or more in personal development and in developing myself in courses and events. Your team of 20,000 partners.
Wait, you went too fast. That went over some people's head. They're like, did he say he's invested in personal development, like books and seminars and coaching packages and all, upwards to like $1 million in yourself?
Yeah. So someone once told me a coach without a coach is a hypocrite. And so in 2017, I hired a good friend of ours, Ray Higdon, to teach me his coaching infrastructure. And it was $60,000. I became his diamond client. That was $60,000. I've been to Eric's Beyond Leadership twice. That's $10,000 a seat each time. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how many courses. And matter of fact, I'm now a professional hypnotist and hypnotherapist, and that's set me back a few $1,000s, you know, to learn that craft and, you know, I've got a coach for that, you know. So, yeah, you have to plant seeds to grow a crop, you know.
Right. So in other words, let me say this real quick. So you're saying the comeback, it's great if you make a commitment and all that, but if you're not willing to pay the cost, some cost, and invest in yourself, even beyond sometimes what you think you can. I mean, it's like when you guys started with that company, you didn't have it, but you're like, look, if I don't join, I'm still not going to have it. But if I join, there's a possibility I can, right? So
if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So I wasn't happy with that. I wanted to level up. And if you want to level up, you got to do something different.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you one more time to go back to that quote Mama said, because I'm a mama's boy too. And somebody maybe just tuned in late, right? And maybe, because here's what's happening, Austin. So 50 million people now are displaced from their jobs. So what's happening is some people, they had a decent income coming in, and the tendency now is to rest on the laurels of what was coming in and just to think automatically, right? And so that quote that you gave, that your mama told you, that you embraced, and now actually it's, you know, yours now as well. I just want to make sure the people that have come on late, and even the people already been on here, make sure we hit it again, because I think that's even having a greater impact than you even realize. And it goes exactly with what your whole talk is about, that's changing our lives now.
What is it? Yesterday's hits don't win today's ball game.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right. Your team, your huge thriving organization, it starts today, and so you just have to focus on today. So here's one big key for you, and I'll go ahead and wrap up my part on this. One of the biggest keys to getting the most out of today, getting the most out of every day, is managing your agenda. Your success, your fulfillment can really be determined by your daily agenda, your DMO, your daily method of operations. And what Dr. Stan said is exactly right. Takes TME, time, money, and energy. Plain and simple. So I'm gonna ask you one final question. How would you like every single day to have endless possibilities? How would you like to remain focused, enjoy great health, always hold an advantage, especially over your competition, always have options? How'd you like to always have a sense of inner peace? How about a sense of feeling significant? How about always having direction, or always be learning and growing each day, increasing in value? Wouldn't that make every today a great day?
Yes.
It all comes down to what you do today. When I talk about your daily agenda, I don't even mean your to-do list. I'm not really even talking about time management necessarily. There's only a handful of important decisions people need to make their entire lives. I know that sounds crazy, but there's only a handful of really important decisions. It was surprising to me when I realized that, but most people complicate their life and get bogged down on decision making and on things that 5 years from now will be relatively insignificant. The earlier you make those right decisions and the longer you manage them, it's an absolute truth, the more successful and fulfilled you'll become. Decide to be consistent. Decide to be committed. Decide to be a servant for others. Decide to be a mentor. Decide to be passionate. And decide today is the day you do something about your lives. So I'm going to pass it back to Dr. Stan. He's got an incredible offer for you. I just got done taking a look at some of the stuff he's got planned for you all. And I've literally invested tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds, to learn and absorb what he's got for you for pennies on the dollar. Okay, so definitely, pay attention. So, Dr. Stan, back to you.
Wow. Well, man, even before we even go there, Austin, I'm sure people on Facebook are saying, wow. But yesterday they were giving you fire emoji. Let me go on back. See, y'all thought I was joking when I said the man has not just heart, he got the fire. Come on, somebody.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here because the fire inside me burned hotter than the fire around me.
Ooh. That's good, man. Wait a minute. No, okay, I can see somebody's writing that down. They probably said, now, Austin, I heard you say you're from Kentucky, but you talk a little faster than a Kentuckian. Say that one again.
I've traveled just a little bit. I have traveled. So I'm here because the fire inside me burned hotter than the fire around me.
Wow. And right now, the fire's burning around our country. I mean, It's burning around a lot of family members. Maybe it's burning around you. But like Austin said, but if that fire that's burning on the inside, and that's why I did this. That's why I called some of my friends. That's why and by the way, God has a unique way, because I thought I was going to have someone else, and as y'all know, something came up, and so and all of a sudden online, and there's Austin. I was like, oh my goodness, Austin? I should have called him. And so I called him. He was so gracious to say, man, Doc, man, anything I could do to be of assistance, to be of service. And see, that's the kind of people you want to be with. And I'm sure that's the kind of person you are, a person that wants to be of service. And so I'm sure this message that Austin's given you, hit home, because it's all about today, right? It's all about today. And here's what's happening now. Because of this pandemic, and I would maybe say plandemic, a lot of people are like, okay. And they got you so focused on what might go wrong tomorrow that every day you're focusing on what may go wrong and what may now happen and how many more lives and how many more. You're missing every day. You're not living today to its fullest. One of the things that people ask me also, they say, what do you do for a living? I said, I live life for a living, and then I empower those who are allowing life to live them to get their breakthrough so they in turn can live life living. Now I'm going to start saying live life living today, one day at a time. Said Austin,
I
help
love it.
me get
I
that
love it.
emphasis. Yes, sir. And so, folks, I'm telling you, you can't be, again, can't stop, don't be crying so much of the spilt milk, you know, from yesterday and so forth. And anticipating with fear and worry and fret about tomorrow, because you could spend that energy, as Austin incredibly just shared with you, to create something. It doesn't matter that you didn't graduate from high school. Like he said, he's ninth grade. Doesn't matter
Yep.
that you didn't go to college, right, and get the different degrees. I mean, as a matter of fact, you know, Austin, I always joke with people, because they made me think you had to go to school, get good grades, and go to college, get better grades, and, you know, to get a job to live happily ever after. And here I was, a poor old, brother from the hood, man, that made it out, right? And I'm thinking, man, they hired me to be a college professor, but then I get involved in the home-based business industry, and I start making more money in a month than they used to make in an entire year. And I got mad. I was like, wait a minute, I did all that, all that, going to school full-time, working full-time, because I didn't have any, grants and things like that, and putting in all those hours. Now, again, it still taught me something. I learned something from it, but I'm saying, but I was on that so-called the right way, which wasn't the right way after all. And so people like you, we were taught, okay, heck, well, you only got ninth grade. Well, how far is that going to go, right? And, well, the difference is not in the so-called education, formal education, because I used to travel with Jim Rohn and speak, and oh my goodness, I mean, on occasion, it wasn't like we were together every weekend, but I'm saying several different places we spoke together. And he's the one who made the statement famous: a formal education will help you make a living, but personal development will help you make a fortune. And I always say, why just make a living when you can make a fortune? And so, Austin, you've been blessed now. You're able to, the little girl that you talked about that you had, now you got a boy as well, and your wife. And so you get a chance to take and provide for your family. But I'm going to show them this offer here a little bit, but I sense that somebody is at that place you were at. Can't take care of the bills right now. You said you was living with mom, couch, like, what were the feelings then? Was there hopelessness? Was there, or did you keep just telling yourself, okay, one of these days I'm going to do it? Like, kind of tell us a little bit about the feeling then, and then we're going to bring them back to that statement that you made about the payoff.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, two things. One, I've got another Zoom starting in 6 minutes, but I want to go ahead and say that real quick is whenever I was like homeless, eating at the canned food drive, I'd given up on life, and my retirement plan was to stand on a street corner with a sign saying anything will help. I was like hopeless, and someone believed in me enough to at least say, hey, if I were to send you a little info, when would you get a chance to check it out? And he followed up with me pretty consistently. He followed up with me several times because I still needed that nudge because I didn't believe in myself. That's another thing is, if someone doesn't join you or buy from you, they either they don't see the value in what you're doing, or they don't see the value in themselves. Either way, it's a value thing. When cost exceeds value, people buy. It's just what happens. So, if you're in a bad spot right now, I would say, one, no one's going to come save you. You have to go ahead and you have to do it. If I see the trash needs to be taken out, I'll wait for my wife to tell me to do it. I do it because it needs to be done. And, I know it's hard to get started. It's hard to get the ball rolling, but just understand that your comfort zone is where people go to die. And right now, if you're in a place, sometimes people are more comfortable with that. I call it familiar discomfort. If you go to YouTube and you type my name in, the first video you see is Sweet Pads of MLM Millionaires. And I talk more about that. So if you want to listen to some more about that, just go to YouTube, type my name in, Austin Zuluaf. It'll bring up Sweet Pads of MLM Millionaires. It's a really cool segment that was meant to go to Netflix. But just understand, I know what you're going through. But if a ninth grade high school dropout, factory working father or two from Kentucky can do it, you can do it too. And if it only turned out half as good for you as it did for me, wouldn't it be worth it?
Wow, man. Thank you, man. So folks, this is what, again, it's all about you. And thank you, Austin. So this is the offer. Those you'd like to go further, those you'd like to be like Austin, right? I mean, you've invested in enough other stuff. Now it's time for you to invest in yourself and to invest in your today of making today better so tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I like to say I'm working on making the day so awesome that yesterday gets jealous and tomorrow has great anticipation. So here's what we got for you. For those you want to go further, I'm going to give you the craziest, irresistible offer I could come up with. And that is, first of all, you see, you're going to get the 7-step breakthrough formula coaching. Now, I discounted it to $1,997. I've actually had people buy it for $5,000. You remember, if you're on this training the other day with Alicia, I actually put that coaching package together with Alicia years ago, actually 16 years ago. And she said, Dr. Breakthrough, make the offer now. Stop selling your mentor stuff, sell your stuff. And I made it available, and 9 people paid $5,000 at first time. I was shocked, right? And but at any rate, so we discounted it since then, but we're going to do you something even better for that. But you're going to get that. And by the way, a formula is something that works every time, by everyone who works it in every situation they work it in. So you want to get this 7-step formula, and you can apply it to every area of life. Number 2, you're going to get my world famous 21-day breakthrough challenge. And my friend, that's where we sell $197. I had a church before the pandemic hit, but the pastor went through the challenge, changed his life. He flew me out to California. His whole church, he had me preach and put the whole church on the challenge, and miracle after miracle after miracle. And then people kept saying, okay, you got to have more than this 21-day challenge. And so we came up with a 10-day advanced breakthrough challenge. That's only $297. But guess what? You're going to get all of that, my friend, at a crazy discount of just $249. It's actually $247.99. It's a misprint, so we're going to give you to you that. But wait a minute, I feel like a TV commercial. There's more, because you're going to get bonuses. Like Alicia Little, she's got a PDF that shows you 4 side hustles. I mean, if you're just totally strapped for cash, 4 side hustles you can start right now. We got Dr. Katrina Ferguson, who's going to give you that training on taxes, but she's going to give you a consultation where she can check your taxes and talk with you. And she's gotten some people that already filed their taxes, $3,000, $10,000, $20,000 or more on back taxes that they already filed. Dr. Johannes J. Christian, you're going to get his book, The Face of Forgiveness. You're going to get Dr. Willie Jolly's book, A Setup is a Setback for a Comeback. You're going to get the Syria King, her 2 weeks to her. Remember, she taught us about the 1K a day, where it's $1,000 a day or 1,000 likes or 1,000 comments. And her program, where you're going to get 2 weeks to that, my friend, when you get this package. And then Austin, the incredible Austin that just came to you, my friend. And he's going to give you some trainings and some powerful downloads. And so once you purchase this package, you're going to get access to all these bonuses as well. So go over to Breakthrough Empowerment Center. There's no www, just breakthrough-empowermentcenter.com. Or if you do the www, there's another website, the internetmentor.com, but they both come to the same place, okay? So Breakthrough Empowerment Center or www.theinternetmentor.com. And we promoted that this will be available up until tonight, midnight Central Standard Time. So go on over there, click on, and my friend, take advantage of it. And so, Austin, I know you got 1 minute left. Just 1 minute in closing, just to say bye to the folks. And I want to thank you, my friend. You've added great value, not just the fire, but the heart.
Thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. So, guys, I'm going to go and wrap it up by saying this, that, you know, there's pain in the process, but there's pleasure in the payoff. You know, get with Dr. Stan, check out the offer. It's definitely valuable. And remember that there's pain in the process, but there is pleasure in the payoff. Y'all have an incredible day. Thank you.
All righty. God bless y'all. All righty, folks. See you at the next session. So thank you. Peace and increase.